In the previous session, we have discussed about ArrayList class. ArrayList is one of the class we have under list interface. Which is used for storing the elements in the dynamic array. Whichever the size we require, that much size it is going to be occupied. So compile time, we no need to provide any size. During execution only, based on the requirement, it is going to be allocates the size. During the execution time, it is going to be allocate the size. As how many number of elements we are going to be store in it, based on that, it is going to be allocate the size. And if you observe, see, we have created ArrayList AL as object. So for creating the ArrayList AL is the object, AL is object, and now see this array list of type string. And we have added all these values by using add method. Add is a method which is used for adding the string or adding the element based on the type we are providing here. It is going to be provided. And if you see here, AL1 we have created empty. I didn't provided any values in it. If I'm seeing that we are getting the size as 0 and the list of elements will be empty. See, AL will be having 8 elements. Even the list is going to be accept the duplicate elements. Total 8 elements we have, and the list is going to be enclose the elements in the square brackets. And if you see, size of AL is 8, and this is empty array list. The AL1 what we have created is empty array list, and where we'll be having the size of that is 0. Okay, now we'll see array list AL1. We have to import the package, javatutorial package. I didn't provide any data type here. In this, if you observe, we have provided the data type as string. Here, I didn't provide any data type. So, what are the elements we require to store? See, if you want to add the elements into the array list, we have AL1 object, add. See, if you observe here, the first suggestion we are getting here is not string. Here, if you observe, the first one is add object e boolean array list. If you observe that here we have created the array list of type string data type, and whenever we want to add an element, al dot add, if I'm going, see, first one, if you observe, add of string type asking to store. Okay, now we are going to be store multiple types of data in it. Add hello, it's a string. We are adding al1 dot add 45 is a numeral. 45 is a numeral. al1 dot add the any element we are going to be stored here, like 523.85 is a floating point value. So if I'm printing this elements, if I'm printing this AL1 array list, it is going to be get that. Array list. See here, everything we are going to be considered in the form of objects. Everything we are going to be considered in the form of objects. Array list AL1 contains all these things. It is going to be displayed for us. Different types of data it is going to be stored. Different types of data it is going to be stored. We didn't specify the size. We didn't specify the type of array list. So it will accepts or it will stores different types of elements, different types of objects or elements. So one is a string, the other one is integer, the other one is floating point value. So all the different values it is going to be stored. That is the purpose of using this array list. So if you want to store only one type of data, if I would like to store only string type, we have discussed the example here. Here I can able to store only string. I cannot able to store integer over here. I cannot able to store integer over here. See what is the error we are getting? Add argument to match, add int string. So either int or string, which one we have to store here? It is going to be give the error. It is going to give the error. So here any type of data we can able to store. And if you see array list AL array list of type integer if I'm giving array list of type integer if I'm giving AL2 this is string, this is integer. AL2 dot add. See first it is showing us to add the integer elements. It is asking us to store integer elements. 1, 2, creating array list of type integer. So here creating array list, add any type of objects in it. Any type of object in it. Okay. Now let me consider this as 10. Any value you can give. Just I've given 10 and I'm giving 20. Now 30, 40. And one more element I would like to store. Add 3. Okay, fine. Now, if I want to display these elements, what are the elements we have in this array list? Array list AL2. What are the elements we have here? All elements it is going to be displayed in the form of a list. See, array list AL1, and then just this I have given for separating this output and this output, just for separating this output and the second output. See, this is a values we have stored in the array list AL2. These are the elements we have stored in the array list AL2. Okay, fine. Now it is going to be see that if I want to check the data type of array list 1, this AL1, and sorry, if I want to check the size of AL1, AL2, we'll see size of array list AL1, size of array list AL1, AL1 dot size, AL1 dot size. And if you see size of array list AL2, size of array list AL2 dot size. Okay, now AL1 is holding 3 objects. AL1 is holding 3 objects. We'll be getting the size of this is 3. And AL2 is holding 5 objects. So the size of AL2 will be getting here 3, here 5. 3, 5 here. 3, 5 we are getting. Okay, now apart with this AL1 dot, what is this second method? We have the add method only. We have add method only, but still if you observe int index object element we have. What is the purpose of using that? So the first option is also add method and the second option is also add method. So then we have different arguments. What is the purpose of using that second one? Index we are going to be represent in that specific index. If we want to store any element, we are going to be use the second one. We are going to be use the second one. If you want to use this to store the specific element in the specific position. Now, if you see here, as we are seeing this array list, this is in 0th position, 1 position, 2 position. The indexing of the array list will be starts from 0. Either it is an array or it is an array list. Indexing will be starts with 0. As we have 3 elements in the array, all the elements are going to be stored in the index starting from 0. And if you see here, this is 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, 3, 4. Okay, fine. Now, I would like to store in the first index as Java. In AL1, I would like to insert the AL1 array list. I want to have to insert Java in position, index position 1, in index position 1. The AL1 dot second method I'm going to use is the first one. And what is this? What is this? Here I have to give as Java. Now, what is the array list we are getting here? What is the array list we are getting here? What is the array list we are getting here? AL1 array list AL1. Array list AL1. See, in the 0th position, we have hello. In the first position, we have 1. And in the second position, this one, and this position. See, the index, this is 0. this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. In the first index only, we have to assign this, or we have to store the element Java or the object Java we have to store. So in that particular position, whatever may be the second position, this is a previously in the second position. This floating point object is in second position. That will be entered into the third position. And 45 is there in the first position. That will be entered into the next position. And first it will makes to become empty over here. In this respective position, it is going to be stored the element. That is the purpose why we have to use the add in the specific position. Add in a specific position. Okay. So like that, in the specific position, I would like to insert. Now, if you see here, 0, 1, 2, 3. And next element, what we are going to be stored is automatically will become into the fourth position. AL1 dot add first one only I am choosing. ONA1 I'll take. Now, where it is going to be stored? Where it is going to store? Last. In the index 0, 1, 2, 3, fourth index it is going to be stored. Fourth index it is going to be stored. See, this is in 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, 3 index. In the fourth index, we are getting this 1. We'll see. Okay. Now here my question is, it will store at the end of the list. It will store at the end of the list. Okay. Now see here at the end of the list. Now if I'm seeing the size of array list, sorry, if I'm seeing the size of array list, we'll be getting the size of array list as, we'll be getting the array list size as 5. We'll see. We'll be getting the array list as 5. So this is stored in the fifth position. This is in 0th position. This is in the 0th position, 1 position, 2 position, 3 position, 4th position. Now, I would like to store the element in 8th position. I would like to store the element in 8th position. So what will happen? We'll see. Here the size is 5. AL1 dot add index in the 8th position. I want to store this element called as 8. So then what will happen? In which position it is going to be stored? In which position it is going to be stored? We'll check. Array index out of bounds exception. it is going to be raise the exception, because we have the array list is 5. We are trying to insert that in the 8th index. It is going to be through the array index out of bounds exception. So it will give exception. Within 5 or 6th element position, if you want to store, then what will happen? al1 dot add al1 dot add in the 6th position. The 6th position, remember that we have array list al1 size is 5 only. Array list al1 size is 5 only. But in the 6th position, I would like to store some element. Now, what will happen here? Exception. Here also, it will give the exception. Within the 5 only, if any position we are storing, it is going to be extends its size. It is going to be extends its size. Not out of the range we have to store. Suppose we have the elements as 5. In the 5th position, if I would like to store the element also, fine, it is going to be stored. See here, al1 dot add. In the al1 dot add, the position I would like to store as 5. So then what we are getting here? Last position, if you would like to store the elements also, it is going to be stored. Okay, so here it will become as size. Okay, fine. Now we are creating one more array list of any type. One more array list of any type. Okay, see here, let me consider already al2 we have created with an integer type. al2 we have created with the integer type. And now I am going to be create al3 is the array. al3 is the array. al3 is the array of any type. Any type. Now, if I am printing array list al3 will be getting empty. al3 we are printing will be getting empty. Will be getting empty. It means the size will be 0. Size will be size of array list al3. Size of array list al3. al3 dot size. Okay, so it will give us 0. It will give us 0. Now we know that al1 is having 6 elements, different type. al1 will be having 6 elements of different type, and al3 we have empty list and we don't have any elements in it. It is an empty element. Now have to add all the elements what we have in al1 array list into al3. Now I have to add all the elements what we have in al1 into al3. Direct method we have al3 dot add all. So we are going to be provide the collection here as an argument. We are providing the collection as an argument. And if I'm repeating the same thing, we are going to be get this. All the elements what we have in array list al1. See here, array list AL1 will be stored into array list AL3. Now here it will become as size 6. All the elements will be copied. Have you observed? Here array list AL3, we have as empty, and the size of array list is 0. When we are storing this, we'll be having the 6 elements, because directly we have copied the elements of AL1 into AL3. The elements of AL1 into AL3. The elements of AL1 into AL3. Any doubt in this? Any doubt in this concept?
No, sir.
No, sir.
That also I'll tell you. Now, already we have the elements in AL3. These are the elements we have in AL3. Now I would like to add AL3 dot add all, and the collection I am going to be take as AL2. At the end of this 5, like see, these are the elements or these are the objects we have in the array list AL3. These are the elements we have in the array list AL3. When we have all these elements in the array list AL3, we will be having, when we are storing this another list, when we are adding the another list, it is going to be added at the end. It is going to be added at the end. 6 and 5, 11 we are going to be get. Sorry. Here I would like to say one more point that I'll tell you. After completion of this example, I'll tell you that. 11 elements. Sorry, it is 11 elements we are going to be getting. See, we have discussed that array list is going to be follow the insertion order. Array list is going to be follow the insertion order. Already array list AL3 is having all these objects. AL3 will be having all these objects. And now when we are adding the other collection that is AL2, will be getting this one. Will be getting this one. Will be getting this. Okay. See, now what will happen? Now what will happen? Here, this is a integer type. If you observe, array list AL2 is of integer type. When we are adding these elements into AL1, where it is going to be accept the multiple type of objects, it will stores. But in the same way, if I am showing like in the AL2 add collection of AL3 or AL1, it is going to give the error. or it is holding multiple types of data even if we are providing array list here. Okay. In the specific position, if I want to add also, we can do this. Array list al array list al2. So already we have array list al2 these elements, and al1 is going to be get added at the end. In the specific position, if I want to get this, suppose in this third position I want to accept these values, al2 dot add all. This method we have to choose where it is going to be appends this, where it is going to be appends. So 0 1 in the second position I would like to store al1. Again al1 will be having all these values, all these elements. Those elements is going to be get here 0 1. After 20 we are going to be get here, after 20 we are getting here, after 20 we have to get that. See, after 20 we are getting this collection, after 20 we are getting this collection. Any doubt as of now? If you have any doubt as of now, you can ask. First I'm explaining about each and every method which we can able to apply on this particular one. I am trying to explain each and every I'm trying to explain about each and every method what we can in which way we can able to apply this, in which way we can able to apply this. The same we are going to do here. Okay, now if you see here al1 dot, if I would like to clear, if I would like to clear method which is used for to make the list empty, make the list empty. Clear method used to make the list empty. Or else I'll write this. Okay, now if you see elements will take al3 elements will take array list al3, array list al3. What will be having here? al3 we are displaying. After applying al3 dot clear, al3 dot clear, if I'm displaying this content again, if I'm displaying this content again, they're going to be get as empty. And if you see this size of array list al3, size of array list al3 dot size, al3 dot size. After this, if I'm going to be check the same size of al3, what we are going to be get, size of al3, what we are getting, size of AL3? 0. It will make. See, previously, if you see in the AL3 array list, we have 10 elements. We have 10 objects. Now it has been removed. By applying the clear method, it is going to be displayed as empty list and the size of that is empty. See here, array list. L3 dot add appends the specified element at the end of the list. ArrayList dot add object. Appends the specified element at the end of the list. Next method, what we have? Int index object element. Int index object element. What is the purpose of using that? We are making a note. What is the purpose of using that? We are making a note. Int index object element. Array list dot add of collection C. Collection. Sorry, this is inserting the element in a specific position. Okay, this is one method. This is one method we have discussed, and this is another method we have discussed. And array list object. Array list object. Add int index collection. What is the purpose of using that? So it is going to be store all the elements in a specified position. And clear position, clear also we have discussed, right? Clear also we have discussed. Removes all of the elements from the list and it will make the list empty. their method we have discussed, and this is an example for everything. Okay, so a few more methods we have with the array list that we will discuss in the next session.